I've been spending a lot of time in Odisha, in the beautiful state of Odisha, covering the election rallies of prominent personalities in Odisha politics, the big newsmakers, sitting and listening to their promises, their dreams, aspirations. And then to beat the heat and the fatigue, I came across this beautiful cafe, Bocca Cafe, and I chanced upon meeting these lovely individuals and citizens of Odisha, residents of Bhubaneswar. So I thought, why not sit and ask them what does election 2024 mean for them and what are the issues that resonate with the people in Odisha. So good morning, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a very interesting election. For the first time, we are seeing BJP, BJD in direct contest, but it's not a friendly contest. It's not a friendly fight. It's something that we are seeing that both sides are not leaving any unstone in attacking each other. As a resident of Bhubaneswar and also someone who's been keenly observing Odisha politics, what do you have to say?
The politics is like such. The MP, MLAs, they only come in the time of elections. For example, I'm being very honest. I've never seen the MP, Mrs. Aprajita Sarangi. She comes once while in the 5 years, make promises, then she vanishes. All other leaders like are so the same. I don't have any hope with this politics scene. I'm a very youngster and teenage. I don't have any hope from these politicians. They do fake promises and they don't ever fulfill anything.
Okay, that's interesting because I've been speaking to so many politicians from the BJD and they've been talking about the success of their welfare schemes. But then my question is, why does Naveen Patnaik still remain the undisputed king? Someone who has a fantastic track record, 5 times chief minister. What is it that makes him so popular if everything else is failing?
Everything is of the freebies. So where was he for the last 2019, 2023, in between COVID? How many times he has showed his face in general public? Other than these election rallies, where was he? We were assuming he was not well. Suddenly he comes up, he gives speeches in the rallies. Now he's showing his face. In Instagram, moreover, now he's more frequently active. A chief minister making reels doesn't show his rapport.
The government has done too much for the Odisha state, including the sports. The hockey has come into place, but the competition here with Sri Narendra Modi and the BJP is going to be tough this time because they are trying to come and show, like Modi had come and showed himself in this election, and it's going to be a tough competition for BJD. As BJD has been there since quite a long time, but this time they're a little scared, I feel.
And the BJP is working very hard to make inroads into Odisha, which is traditionally a BJD bastion. But जैसे कहते हैं ना, टक्कर की लड़ाई हो रही है इस time in Odisha.
Yes, very true, very true.
Well, I'll add to her. BJD is definitely having butterflies in their stomach this time, and it is going to be a very, very close fight. Maybe 60-40 like that. BJD has not come out clean in the last 20 years. They have been trying to do some good things. For women, there were a lot of false promises, but only few benefited out of it. So down the line, the actual workers, groundwork workers are not very happy with what has been happening in the last few years. And now the action has been seen only in the last 6-7 months, so maybe 8 months. Our Honorable Chief Minister, very weak, and he's basically sick. What he said that he's been seen now last 2 or 3 times only. He started his campaign with Hijli, and basically people just pick him up, take him to the stage. He's not able to speak even 3 or 4 sentences. So with all respects to him, I feel he should have honorably taken a retirement at this stage and kept this record of being the chief minister for 5 times.
But then that's the big question. After him, who?
Nobody. That is the big question.
Interesting.
There is nobody. So that is why most of the people are looking forward for a change.
Sameer, I'm going to come to you, and first of all, thank you so much for hosting us in your beautiful cafe, and I know that you have a couple of them across Bhubaneswar as well. As an entrepreneur yourself, as someone who has been a resident of Odisha and Bhubaneswar for so long, you're also a keen political observer. What are some of the issues that people have been bothered with or have been happy with as far as Bhubaneswar is concerned. I got a chance to speak to Mr. Manmat Rautre. He is someone who's very excited to, make his debut. He is also gearing to take on Aprajita Sarangi, but someone who has been in Bhubaneswar for so long. I would like to hear your thoughts.
Thank you. First of all, it's a pleasure to host you here.
Thank you.
Glad that
and I
you
love the
chose our
coffee.
place.
I'm really enjoying the coffee.
We glad you chose this place to host this chopar. Now I see, as you said, we've been here for a very, very long time, and we've seen the previous government. So if I compare today's government, Naveen Patnaik's government, BJP government, with what we have seen earlier. So when he came in, it was a sea change. There was rampant corruption prior to this. There was hardly anything happening. When he came in, it was like a breath of fresh air. Things moved faster, things happened, infrastructure happened. Of course, it happened across the country, so Odisha was not left behind in that. So we had Mr. Patnaik come in and kind of steady the ship and ensure that things moved in the right direction. Now, people say that things could have been better. Yes, things could have been better. Anybody in his place would have also rode the waves. Maybe yes, maybe not. We don't know. But now, after he's been there 20 years. So people now want more. They expect him to be better. So I think it's a fatigue which has set in, rather than anything against him.
But do you think that this talk about Odia Asmita being under threat, in danger, is a bit exaggerated?
That is one point where the opposition is
Faulting.
yes, because now, as they said that people are asking that why the BJP has not put a face for the CM. The Prime Minister has announced during his roadshow that 4th election results, 6th committee meeting, 10th hour chief
He has
minister.
predicted expiry date for BJP
and he has
on the 4th and
predicted.
2.
So that is the norm of the BJP. They never, spell out the name of the CM.
See, every state has its issues, their challenges. I don't know of any one place which has attained that level of perfection. Some other things that you perhaps feel that Odisha has done very well in comparison to the other states, because you have your smart cities. Odisha is the top performer in poverty alleviation. There was a Niti Aayog report that has said that 1 crore people have been elevated and have been brought out of poverty. Yes.
Yeah. There are certain things that the government has done, including the city. If you come and, like you said, that it's really clean. But when you go to the rural, you won't find that. You won't find the roads also perfect. So those things they don't focus much. Like only the Bhubaneswar is not the centric.
No,
that
no.
has
In
to be
fact,
focused.
I was quite pleasantly surprised. I did find the roads in a very good condition in villages.
Certain places, but
okay.
Yeah, not like specifically every place
Sure.
has really good infrastructure for roads. So, including that, but Bhubaneswar as such is really nicely placed, and the government has done too much. Like, is it really necessary to for the traffic they have done a tent or something like in the places just before election? And yeah, similarly, like the Modi has done for Ram Lalla, and Ram Lalla had come
You
in.
have Sri Mandir.
Yes, Jagannath Temple also had a lot of construction happening, and for the election, maybe you can say that they had done the Parikrama place very correctly. And so certain things, if you see into competition and what the government is doing for the cities, are quite well, but still I think there is a lot of improvement which is necessary in the villages and the local.
Absolutely. Can I have some last responses now, last voices as we wrap up?
See, since we have been there in Odisha and been part of the entrepreneurship vision or whatever, see, we have always been saying that Odisha is blessed with resources, mining resources, natural resources, skilled labor,
culture,
everything is there.
heritage.
But this is something which has come as a legacy. I mean, nobody can take credit for it, for any party or any political leader. If you've been blessed with mines, that's good enough. Let's make the most of it. But I think that Odia Asmita thing is let the people in Odisha, I'm not necessarily talking about Odias as people who have been born, brought up, they feel like they're part of Odisha and they should be, that the enterprising spirit has to actually develop, and that can also be created with the ecosystem. The rural sector, I'm sure you've gone to different places in the country. Actually, the rural sector, the roads are much better than most of the states.
actually.
The only issue is that the migrants, people don't want to stay in the villages. They want to do better and go outside, whether they make more money or not.
You know, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you and just, understanding the real issues and the nuance of Odisha politics. And I'm going to end this wonderful conversation. Thank you so much, and Jai Jagannath.